Even when there are no stretch marks, the belly is weakened. So toning is needed. The easiest way is to use the Jacquet massage technique, which was developed specifically to prevent wrinkles and improve lymphatic flow in the facial skin. This is a combination of pinching, again with stroking and vibration. Here we were rubbing, right, making large pinches, and now these are micro pinches like this. The essence of the Jacquet technique is that first we pinch in one direction, then in another, and we alternate pinching with stroking and shaking. Pinch, 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 then stroke, then shake. Again, pinch, 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 then stroke, then vibrate. At this level. And then there are techniques that immediately provide both warming and toning. For example, honey massage. It doesn't require additional toning afterward. It provides toning along with warming. And scraping massage is the same. Toning? Yes, the toning effect there is really strong. That's it. But in our case, meaning with the dry technique, pinching methods work best. Pinching, these are small rubbing motions, some needle-like movements. Basically anything that strongly stimulates the skin, but doesn't specifically warm it up. If we're talking about thermal methods, then it's thermocontrast techniques. That's it. So after that, you wipe with ice. For example, how do I sometimes do it? I take a lemon, cut it into a few slices or wedges, then freeze them and use the frozen lemon on warm skin. That's your toning right there. Because you immediately get a thermal effect, a thermal contrast effect. Plus, lemon contains vitamin C, which helps, and there are also some essential oils in it that also contribute. So it all revolves around this. Toning happens either due to a sharp kind of stimulation. For example, a Liapco roller can also be used. It tones well too. You can use brushes, but we'll go over all of that. So you take a brush and tap directly with the brush. Basically any strong, intense stimulation like that. Among manual techniques, pinching works best. As I mentioned before, here we work like this, you see, keeping the movement toward the armpit area. It's convenient to stand either at the head here. For example, if we're working from here, yes, we work like this. There you go. Or we can lay the person on their side, but that's only if there's really something to work on here. There you go. And now the tummy. With the tummy, usually everyone wants to do something with it, even those who, it would seem, have nothing to work on there. There you go. And here we need to remember that the dividing line runs roughly along the navel. What dividing line? It's that the lymph from here goes to the armpits, and from here it goes to the inguinal lymph nodes. But that's a rough approximation. In reality, the area of overlap is about the size of a palm, like this. So from here it can still go to the inguinal nodes, and accordingly from here it can also go up here. And that's why at the level of dry stroking we use a combined approach. So we can do it like this, yes? That is partially, you see, we cross over the navel, yes, stroking here as well. In this case, we're not doing the deep peritoneal directed technique, but only working on the surface here. That's it. And here you can use a very gentle example. We don't go too deep because it's the abdominal wall, so we can gently rub like this. This is one way to do it. With this method, the most important thing is not to press too hard and not to work too quickly. So you can do it like this or like this. Sometimes if someone asks for a firmer touch on the abdomen, like when they have a belly and want a stronger massage, there's another option. How can you accommodate that? Bend the knees. That's it. Now lift your feet off the table. Just like that. Perfect. And now you can work here just like you would on the back. The abs are engaged. Yes, the abs. The abs are tense, that's it. And now you can do whatever you want here. From time to time, you can give a command to relax here. That's it. And again, while the abs are engaged, you can do different things like use a roller. But this one isn't very effective, though it's often used for cellulite. But Well, we lifted it, we moved it along. Because if you're going to do it, then do it like this. With these kinds of techniques like this. Small pinches with movement like this. Be careful here, especially as you approach the inguinal node. Here you can use vibration and so on. This is for the belly area. Here, you don't need to do a lot of those things. Again, just the simplest techniques. You can even do it like this, not exactly the right way, but just like this, rubbing it like that. The goal again is to create rhythmic stretching of the tissues so that fluid is removed and blood and lymph circulation improve. Is that clear? Don't forget to alternate with stroking movements, and remember that on the belly, the stroking should go clockwise. Don't get carried away with deep techniques if you don't know how to work with the visceral area. That's it. And remember, after eating, the stomach is right here. So you shouldn't press hard in this area. That's it. And the same applies to laying the baby on their stomach. After eating, you shouldn't put them on their stomach for more than an hour because you'll be putting pressure here, the food will go up, and it will force open the valve. This can lead to reflux in the person. You don't want that, do you? So that's it, if you have any questions about the tummy. In other words, there's nothing particularly complicated here. The only thing is that we don't allow any impact on the internal organs through the abdominal wall. No percussive techniques are used here. That's it. Well, sometimes you can do a little vibration or gentle shaking in addition to what we already do.